For this session, we're going to be doing a fun little Santa, and this one is really easy to make it your own because you can use any type of paper that you have on hand to create this. The pattern for the Santa will be attached to this lesson, so be sure to print that off so you can have it handy. You're going to need a pencil, different types of paper, glue, scissors, and you can, like I said, you can use any type of paper that you have, but if you don't have paper that's the color that you want, you can actually take newspaper and paint it the color you need, let it dry, and then use it for your pattern. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a cute little Santa for our Christmas lesson. And this is a pattern that I've used several times over the years that always turns out really cute. We're going to be using different cutouts traced onto different colored paper to create our entire picture. So this first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use this template of Santa's beard, pom-pom, and hat trim along with his mustache. And we're going to cut those out with some scissors and we're going to trace them onto a piece of white paper. Now, if you want Santa to have a different colored beard and mustache or a different colored hat and pom-pom, you can make them any color you like. I'm just going with the traditional Santa for today. So what you do is you cut out each piece of your pattern like this, and you place them onto your piece of white paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to very carefully, let me move these out of the way, take a pencil and you're going to trace or outline around that pattern, okay? And like I said, you can use it on any color paper that you want, but just carefully outline it. And once you're done, you can lift it up and hopefully you'll be able to see that. You'll have your Santa's beard traced and ready to cut out on your paper. Now I'm going to move this out of the way because I've already got all of that traced onto another piece of paper for you to see. Just like this. So we have his beard, his mustache, his hat, and his pom-pom. So what you do now is you take that and you take some scissors and you just very carefully cut along your lines with your scissors. Do not use Mom's sewing scissors, okay? Always use scissors that are approved for cutting paper because sometimes those sewing scissors can be super sharp and you don't want to cut yourself with them. Plus paper ruins scissors, or good scissors anyway, so you want to stick with just regular old paper scissors. So go ahead and cut these out. And they don't have to be perfect. I'm not a very good cutter anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to see that. So we're going to put that to the side, and there is Santa's beard that we're going to use right there. The next thing we're going to do is cut out the trim for his hat. Like this. And place it to the side next to his beard. And then you're going to do his mustache and the pom-pom. And you will have all of Santa's parts that you want to be the same color cut out. Okay, there's his mustache, and we've got one more, his little pom-pom right here. Just like that. There we go. There are all the white pieces that we're going to use for this picture, all cut out just like that. Okay, so we are ready to move on to the next part, which will be cutting out his body and his hat, the hat itself that will rest on top of his head. And I have a whole bunch of scrapbook paper that I've collected over the years, and I was flipping through it to find a piece to use for this, and I came across this fun Christmas ornament one. We're going to use this to create Santa's hat and his body. Now, you can pick out any part that you want on here to use. I really like this bright pink and red right down here, but this green and blue and red are also pretty. So, again, it's totally up to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over because I want to draw on the back. So, in case I accidentally make a mistake with my pen, it won't ruin the front. So, what I'm going to do now is take my Sharpie. Hopefully y'all will be able to see that. And I'm going to trace my pattern just like that. There's his body. And I'm going to use his hat the same way. I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to trace it carefully with my Sharpie again. Or your pencil, whichever one you want to use. Just like that. Oh, I didn't make that meet, so there we go. We're going to fix that right there. All right, so now all you have to do again is just cut those two pieces out. And I'm going to start with his hat. Just use your scissors to cut along your lines of your pattern. And you'll notice again that I'm not a very good cutter. It's okay, I promise. Because look at that. There's Santa's hat right there. How cute. Now we're going to do his body. You just follow along that line. Like that. And there we go. We've got his hat, his body, and his beard. Now we need to have Santa's face, the last thing we're going to cut out. I tried to find a solid piece for this, but what I found was this really cool piece right here. And I love the texture of this part, so we're going to use this piece, which is actually a piece of wood if you look at it. We're going to use that to make Santa's face. So what I did was I went ahead and I traced it on the back, and now I'm going to cut it out. It looks like the letter U, doesn't it? I'm going to cut it out just like that. And there we go. There are all of the pieces for our Santa to be put together with. And I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to take this blue paper right here. We're going to use that for our background. Now, you can use anything for your background. If you have a piece of construction paper laying around, you can do this with it. If you have a piece of cardboard laying around that you want to paint and glue the paper to, that's okay also. But I just happen to have a bunch of scrapbook paper, so that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to take this blue paper and lay it right here. I'm going to place my pieces where I think I want them. Let's see. Let's put his beard right here, and we're going to tuck his face underneath like that. Okay, I like that. So then we'll put his hat trim right there. Then we'll put his hat here, and his little pom-pom goes right there. Now, if you're happy with the way that looks, you can go ahead and glue it down. Okay, so now that I've decided where I want Santa to be on my paper, I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put just a little bit on the back of this. Now, you can use a glue stick. You can use regular old Elmer's glue. Whichever kind of glue you like the best is what you want to use for this. Okay, I'm going to stick it down just like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully put some glue on the bottom part of Santa's beard, right down here, because I want to still be able to lift up the top to put his face in there. So I'm going to put this right there for his on top of his body. Put just a tiny little bit of glue on the back of his face, if it'll come out. There we go. I'm going to tuck it very carefully underneath his beard, because you want that beard to overlap just a little bit so you don't have any of your background paper showing through. So there's Santa's face. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue here. Uh-oh. A little bit of glue became a lot of bit of glue. There we go. And a little bit right there. All right. Now Santa needs his mustache, so we're going to take that and glue it on as well. Right down here close to the bottom. Now we've got to put his trim on his hat. A little more glue here. I want it to be right there. Okay, and now for the hat itself, it's the same process. You're just piecing the parts of the pattern together. Just like that. Now, the final thing for this portion is to put his little pom-pom on his hat. You can make your pom-pom bigger if you like. I just thought the cute little one was cute. Now, there's the basic part of this Santa Claus. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some puff paint and we're going to outline him and give him a couple of eyes and kind of jazz him up just a little bit. That's going to be the fun part. So if y'all would, if you have puff paint, this works really good. If you don't have puff paint, you can also use a Sharpie marker to do the same thing. Just be really careful, because you know with a Sharpie you can't fix it if you make a mistake. So it's kind of the same thing with this puff paint here. So just bear with me for just a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paint and give him two little eyes right there. Then I'm going to go around the edge of his beard. Just like that. I'm just basically tracing it. And you don't have to make it go exactly on the edge. You can be a little messy, just like I'm doing. Kind of adds a little bit of character, doesn't it? Same thing with this beard. I'm sorry, his mustache. And his trim on his hat. Pom-pom. Now, you can continue with the black, which is what I'm going to do, or you can even change colors to match your hat and his shirt. So we're going to go ahead and continue with the black down his shoulders and around his hat. Just like that. Put a little line right there. I'm going to give him some buttons down the front of his shirt. And there's our Santa. You can do all kinds of fun things with your background too. If you have some white paint, you can take your finger and dip it in the white paint and put snowflakes all over the back, or you can leave it plain, which is what I'm going to do today. I would love to see what you do with your Santa, so be sure to send us pictures of your creation, and we're looking forward to seeing it.